Okay, so far we have taken the route of writing the codes on ChatGPT and then importing that in VS Code, tweaking that up, and then pushing it to GitHub, and from there pushing it to Vercel, right? This also requires pretty much similar effort, but things are more seamless here because instead of manually copying and pasting codes into an editor locally, we will be using Google AI Studio. So before I show the whole demonstration, look at what we could design in just few minutes. So let me go full screen and you will see that we have a fully functioning website along with the message box also working, and the projects have their separate pages where it can be presented as a case study, and if there are more images to be attached with the projects, those can be opened in the light box. So we'll try to build this, and I'm gonna just use the prompts which I had already given to this, and let me first close all the things we don't want. It's cluttering up the space. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this ongoing project and then go back to aistudio.google.com/apps. That's the URL you should be going to, aistudio.google.com/apps. And once you reach there, or just let's say that if it is becoming confusing, simply go to aistudio.google.com. It will automatically route you to the apps. Then if you are here, make sure that you go to the build section. If you go to aistudio.google.com, you'll have to find out where the build section is. If you click on that, it will take you to /apps. And here you have a choice of simply inputting your ideas and it is going to generate an application for you. It usually is going to use White as a framework and create a React application. Okay. So I have copied the prompt which I had used for creating this application, uh, the website, and I'm going to paste it here also. So what I asked it to do is that create a single page portfolio website for a design student studying communication design. The name of the person is Rajiv Kumar. His core skills are typography, UX, UI, 3D design, and web development. Hobbies includes photography, tech blogs, etc. You can add appropriate sections and content which can later be modified. The website should be responsive and shall use latest Bootstrap along with. Now I said Bootstrap, but Bootstrap doesn't work with React app. So I'm gonna change it to Tailwind along with HTML and JavaScript, and I should simply remove this HTML and JavaScript because it automatically understands this. Smooth animation and micro interactions, clean, minimal, modern interface with dark mode support. There should be a button on the main nav for toggling the light dark mode. Okay, you can give all the features at one go as well, but usually it's a good idea to build things incrementally, right? So I'm gonna simply click on build and let it finish the job. It shouldn't take much time. I would also advise you to expand what it thought. It says thought for 11 seconds. Expand it and try to read it. So, defining Rajiv's profile, refining design details, structuring the front end. It would be a good idea to read through it to learn how this is processing the prompt. And if you do this, after a while, you will realize that you can intuitively write better prompts. You don't even have to think about it because it's like having a conversation with an intelligent person. And see, my website is done, right? Wow, nice. And I can switch between the color mods, works perfect. I can go to the sections and this is not working. The moment I clicked here, so there is some routing related issues. And not always, but sometimes it may happen. These anchor links are not working, right? So to fix that, what I'm gonna do is use the second prompt which I had given earlier. The links are not working. Also add a toggle. The toggle I have already added. I'm gonna simply write here the are links in the main nav are not working and hit enter. Make it work. Also keep in mind that I am going to, and this line is very important, pay attention to it. Also keep in mind that I'm going to deploy this on Vercel. So ensure it is optimized for the same. Ensure the entire app is optimized for the same. So since Google wants to use the AI features across whatever it builds, it will include some of the AI options. For example, this get inspiration would require some generative AI functioning behind the scene. So it's just a way of promoting their AI models and eventually making you a customer, right? Which is all right. If it is adding functionality, then why should we shy away from trying that out? For example, we don't have a chat box here, so I can ask it to include a chat bot. Now it did some changes. Let's see if the links are working. Still not working. Let's try going to, okay, it's still breaking down. Let me go to the full screen and then try that out. Okay, the anchor links are not working. The anchor links in the main nav are not working. Fix that. Okay, by the way, you can also go to the code mod and then check quickly why is it not working. Though this will be complicated to understand because the codes are written in a different language. It's HTML and CSS also only, but the React codes are written in a different way. So if you go to the index.html, you probably will end up finding those anchor links, but uh, just a second. Yeah. Actually, the way routing works in white applications are different. So the structure may look very strange to you. However, finding out these details, such as changing the name, should not be so difficult, right? So, well, so it is analyzing the error also automatically, and I'm interested in looking at what it thought. I am currently focused on the navigation links within app.tsx. My primary concern is how these links using href attribute interact with the corresponding section IDs. I am investigating potential issues where the expected is problem. So it got me right. What I wanted it to solve, it is looking at it and then trying to fix. Let's switch back to the preview mode and wait for it to work. Hopefully now it solved this. Yes. So now if I click, it takes me to the section and very smooth animation is there. The dark mode and the light mode works perfect. Now if I click on this, nothing happens, right? I would want it to open in a separate project page where I have more options to upload images, add some text, and maybe some call to action can be added there as well. Another thing is that I don't see a form. So if I click on get in touch, it opens up a mail to link, which I don't want. I want a form to be included. Okay. So these things I want. Let me add a form first. Add a contact form with name, email, message, fields to the contact section. It should also, acha, right now I just want the UI to be functional. Later on, we will work on the form's functionality. Okay. So I just wanted to add a contact form with name, email, and message fields to the contact section. Let's add this. It got the place correct. Considering contact form option, I'm evaluating options of integrating a contact form into Rajiv Kumar's portfolio. So it got the location correct and also worked on it. So I should see a contact form when I go to the contact section. Perfect. So I have a field to write the name and it works beautifully in light mode also and dark mode also. Now there are some issues at the corners and we can definitely address those. But for now, I think it works out. Great. Uh, okay. So now comes the time when, okay, let's see if this is sorting the projects or not. Wow, this works. Great. So it can sort the projects also based on the taxonomy. Now, before we add more details or refine it further for our purposes, let's push it to GitHub. And look at this option at the top right corner here, save to GitHub. If your account is not connected with your GitHub, the Google AI Studio, first time it will ask you for some authentication. Give the authentication details. Make sure that you are logged into the same browser, same account in the browser, which is connected with the GitHub accounts. For example, I am on the GitHub using this Gmail account only. That's why it is easier for me to go here and simply click on this save to GitHub, and I am already connected. So I get this option. In your case, you may see something different. You just follow along and it's a very simple process, just couple of clicks. But make sure that you are logged in from the same account with which you have created the GitHub account. And it is asking you for a repo name. So I'm gonna go and say portfolio new 2026. Description, latest demonstration on portfolio making portfolio development using AI. You have the option of making it a private repo or a public repo. I'm just gonna go with public so that everybody can see it. In fact, you can fork the code and use it for yourself also. Then click on create Git repo. Wait for some time. And it is asking you to review and also giving a commit message. So it automatically wrote the commit message for you. You just have to say stage and commit all changes. And then close this. Done. Okay. Now let me see what happens if I click on get inspiration. It says generating. So Google has this tendency of pushing some, AI features to it. It did not do anything, so I'll have to ask what it does actually. And we can check the same in the codes as well. But for now, the next thing is which is deploying it. You may be tempted to choose this option, deploy app. You can try that out, but you will have to create a project on Google Cloud, which is more complicated than deploying things on Vercel. You already have a Vercel account connected with your GitHub, so things are much simpler. All you have to do is go to your Vercel account. It should be connected with your GitHub account, and I can simply go here, add a new project, and it should pick up that portfolio new 2026, right? 1 minute ago. And then I'm gonna say import. It understood what framework was used, why it was used for creating this, and I'm gonna say deploy. Right now we don't have any environment variables, but in case we want to use the AI features or add some AI features like chatbot, we'll have to define environment variables in those cases. I'm gonna say deploy and wait for some time. You also had a choice of defining the name. I don't know if you have seen that. On the first go, while deploying with Vercel, you may end up getting a white screen. And if you launch the app, then you may not see anything. So this is a very regular thing which happens with Google AI Studio, especially when it is deploying white projects. Try to shift click on refresh button and then check again. If it is not working, all you have to do is go and inform Google AI Studio what is the issue. I see a white screen only after deploying it on Vercel. The deployment was successful without any errors. Please fix. So some of the other features I would want to add is when I click on one of the projects, it should open a separate page allowing me to add more details to it. Uh, some images maybe, you know. Uh, okay, the widescreen issue was likely caused by two factors: the index.tsx being not explicitly linked with your index.html as a reference error when the code tries to okay. So I think it fixed the issue. We'll go to the save to GitHub once again, and there are some changes. So I'm simply gonna click on stage and commit all changes. And now you go back to Vercel, go to the deployments, and you will notice automatically it will start building your app, right? It keeps on listening to the GitHub. And the moment you make any changes there, any significant change, in fact, and it says now ready. In 13 seconds, it deployed it. Now let's check if we have the app working or not. Okay, still no success. Let's check this particular branch. Uh, it only shows the white screen, no error. And this is the part which I hate. Sometimes it gets it, sometimes it makes it difficult. But if manually you do it, things are more in your control. But let's wait for it. I think manually also it would have taken us much longer to fix this issue. So it is okay. The trade-off is fine. One error running the code. Let's auto fix. Oh, React version mismatch. Both React 18 and 19 versions are listed. Okay, okay. Let's try once again. I see it has changed package.json. That means it might have upgraded or downgraded the React version to make it suitable here. Let's see if this works this time. Build is taking longer. It's a good sign actually. That means something has happened. Great. So we have our website working now. Let's click on this URL and my website is up and ready. Beautiful, beautiful, right? fully functional, light mode, dark mode, beautiful micro interactions, you see. Nice. All the links are working, smooth scroll. Yep. Now, if you wish to change the content, you can go there, or you see directly you can ask what happened. Now it works there fine, but here it is having issue. Let me just refresh it once again. There is this error. Let it fix this one. So by the time it fixes this, I'm going to show you the project I have worked upon and how I have made the form work. So there is a website called formspree.io. Make a note of that. You need to create an account on that and use the email ID on which you want to receive the email if somebody messages you from your portfolio website. Okay. So use the Gmail ID or whatever ID you have for creating the account on formspree.io. Spree, form spree, FORMSPREE.io. And there you need to create a new project. It is advised that you keep the name of the project same as the name of the website. It's easier to remember that way. And I'm going to do exactly the same. Just let's wait. So now we have the preview and we can continue developing it further. Uh, we want this form to be functional, right? So what we will do is, I already have this contact form under this project. So I'm going to add a new project and call this portfolio new 2026. It just helps me remember the project better. And inside that, I'm going to create a form and give the form name contact form. This is again nothing to do with how it is going to work. Just to remember, contact form under the project portfolio new 2026, and it will send the emails to my email account. You can add 2 email accounts in the free account. So create form. After the form is created, what I'm interested in is this form endpoint, which I can copy by clicking on this. And I'm going to go here and write a prompt. Make the contact form functional. We will use form spree endpoint below. Please integrate it the form template from forms tree is below for your reference. Okay. Now let's go back to forms tree and copy this, and it automatically says modify this form HTML and place wherever you want your form. So I'm just giving it a reference to use, and it should make this work. I did not pass on the email ID, right? So let me just copy this once again. Uh, okay. I shall receive the email on avriti.in@gmail.com whenever a user submits the form on the website. Okay, so this is what you should write. What it will do is it will refactor the code for the form and add this endpoint, which will help form spree to process the form receipt. Now see, I have integrated form spree into your contact form. The form now sends a real post request to your endpoint, this endpoint, and handles the success error state natively within your AI, ensuring you receive messages at avriti.in@gmail.com without a full page reload. That's good. So the whole page is not going to reload, but rather it may throw a mobile box or some sort of alert message after the form message is sent successfully. And there are 7 errors now. By the way, if you wish to change the text or the image, you can just copy or take a screenshot, attach that screenshot, attach the image with you which you want to replace it with, and then give it a command that create a directory called images or assets, and store the images which I am uploading in that, and replace the image. So that can be done. Yes, you can, because you have pushed the code to GitHub. Yes, you have posted the GitHub. Now, the thing is, locally testing it would require you to install React on your laptop. Okay, that is an additional step. And running it is a little complicated. Yesterday, when you could preview things on live server, things were very easy. You just downloaded an extension and it had worked. But for running React applications, you need to set up your laptop in a different way. The local environment has to be built in a different way. You come to the class for learning convenient things or difficult things. Yeah, there are more convenient ways, by the way. I can show you. Uh-huh. So, so see, the thing is, this anybody can do. You don't come to the class for learning things which anybody can do. Yes, you can do that, and I'm gonna teach you that also. Okay? So now we have the form. Okay, let me just quickly push it, or I can try this here as well. Let me just try this here. So Dr. Jane Smith wants to contact me with this message. Hi, what's up? I want to send you 5,000. Who knows, huh? So let's send the message, and it says message sent. Send another message. So I should receive it in my email, right? Let's go and check my email account. Wow. So I have new submission from my form. Let me click on this. And Dr. Jane Smith wants to send me 5,000 rupees. WordPress is still due. Next week we will start with that. हाँ तो wait, easy, easy चाहिए इनको easy. So now we need to push the changes to Vercel, right? So go to this icon, click on that, stage and commit all changes. Done. Vercel will automatically start building it for you. That means you don't have to worry about what's happening on your website. You can just work on Google AI Studio, keep on working, keep on adding information, and once done, push the code to the GitHub, and the changes will be live. 14 seconds it took. Excellent, right? Here is my website. If I refresh it, everything works fine, and my contact form is fully functional, right? Let's check. Of course, it's gonna work. Let's not waste time in testing it. You can do that, but don't spam me. Huh? So, so this is the URL. It could, while deploying the project, it could say your name.vercel.app also. Okay? And you can add custom domains also. And adding the custom domain is so easy on Vercel. All you have to do is, अभी नहीं बताऊंगा छोड़ो. देखो यहां से ही तुम ऐड कर सकते हो, लेकिन assign domain. ठीक है? You can assign a domain, but first you have to book a domain, and that process will take a little longer. So I'm going to teach you later on. You can buy a domain and hook it up with Vercel. For now, let's continue to add more features. So देखो मेरे दो पोर्टफोलियो बन गया अभी. अब इतने पोर्टफोलियो बन गए, मेरे को तो बहुत सारा काम मिल जाएगा. So अब हम देखते हैं कि how can I extend this functionality. So I'm going to simply go to the prompt which I had used here. Um, so uh, this is the prompt I gave. All projects shall open in a separate page where multiple images and text in a case study format project can be displayed. I'll refine it further. Uh, let's type in here. All projects shall open in a separate respective page where multiple images and text in a case study format can be displayed. Also, the project could be sorted based on categories, which is already working in this case. Earlier, it was not working. So I can assign a suggested structure for the page also. Uh, main image or project hero image. इतनी मेहनत, इसका स्क्रीनशॉट ना डाल दें इसको? हाँ, क्योंकि मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है एक्चुअली। तो इसका स्क्रीनशॉट हम निकाल सकते हैं, पता है कैसे? मैं एक काम करता हूँ, पोर्टफोलियो न्यू नहीं था, पोर्टफोलियो डेमो था, मुझे उसका यूआरएल याद है। सो मैं इसको डेमो डॉट वर्सल डॉट ऐप करके यहाँ जाता हूँ, फिर इस पे क्लिक करता हूँ, फिर कंट्रोल शिफ्ट आई प्रेस करूंगा, थोड़ा छोटा कर लेते हैं इसको, थोड़ा बड़ा, हाँ थोड़ा छोटा, एंड कंट्रोल शिफ्ट आई के बाद कंट्रोल शिफ्ट पी एंड आई टाइप स्क्रीनशॉट and capture the full size screenshot. Here is my page. This is how I want it, right? And I'll use that as a reference. Aja bhai. Suggested structure. Check the reference screenshot attached. Each project can have, will have, not can have, will have multiple process images with a short description. Each process image will open in separate light box where user can zoom in and mm, look for details. Okay, चलो देखते हैं अभी क्या करता है. So after you give the prompt, always make a habit of reading what it is thinking. Okay, so click on this and check if it understood you correctly. I'm currently focused on how to best integrate project case studies into the existing portfolio structure. My thought is that transforming the current single page application into something that supports project details page is the most straightforward approach. I need to consider how to handle routing and data fetching for the case studies. Now I am fleshing out. Now it did mention that how it is going to fetch the data. So what it will do is it will hardcode the data. What we can do actually is create a login page for ourselves as an admin if you really want to extend this further, right? And build this entire thing as a complete application, which quickly allows you to update your work rather than going into the code. That is very much possible. And I really hope that you guys take it ahead in that direction. So you can create an admin page which allows you to update your projects or post your projects basically. It says it is going to be complicated because it would require you to connect the project with a database, right? But if all are interested, which I doubt, look by looking at your face, I think already things are too complex. Uh, but now it is very much result driven, right? So I think you should enjoy this process now. See, it already implemented it. Let's check what happens if I click on this. Earlier, nothing was happening, and now it shows view case study. Let's click on that. It has got a separate page. Wonderful concept, the grid, the process. Few pictures are broken. That is okay. We can always replace that. And if I click on the picture, it opens in a light box where I can zoom in. Yeah, I can zoom in. Well, so these small tweak ups, of course, can be fixed. Let me just quickly push this to GitHub. So I have a working contact form. I have a working uh, website which is responsive, right? I can test it on mobile device also here. Works beautifully. Absolutely no problem. Dark mode, light mode, all the links are functional, right? The nav is not showing up. Maybe on this, let's check otherwise. And it also added a chat box. Never asked for it. Google is just being generous. I think it shows up on the mobile only. Oh, it did add a chatbot, which is not functional. So the next thing would be asking it to make the chatbot functional. Make the chatbot functional and uh, before I pass on this command, let me check the Vercel deployment and refresh the page to check. Oh, this is, yeah, it added that image also and changed these images as well, which is fine. I don't know why it only fetches this guy's image every time. Maybe because of the no, the screenshot did not have this guy's image. Maybe they have kept it for in like a template or something. So this is fine. Everything is there. Mm, let's see this feature works fine. This is also working fine, even in the light mode. Also, it shows other works which I never asked for. Excellent. Great. Project brief, role, timeline, tool. Great. The images are of course placeholders. Shouldn't be worrying about them. Okay. So my portfolio is fully ready to be shared with anybody, right? Let me check how it behaves on the mobile. So this mobile navigation is not working right now. Ah, so we'll have to fix that. Let's go there. Make the chatbot functional. The mobile navigation is not working. Fix that. I'm writing, I'm doing a very horrible job in writing the prompt, by the way, because I'm trying to simulate you guys. That is why I'm just giving it task as if it owes me something. Fix this, fix that. You should be a little more strategic in giving the prompts. So just simply saying the mobile navigation is not working. What is not working? Right? The hamburger item, when it gets clicked, it changes into the cross sign, but we never see any navigation appearing on the mobile. That's how the prompt should be written. Anyway, I believe this is smart enough to figure out. In this case, everything is working. It also includes this initial type, the name and the step. This is more holistic actually. This part also I like. And here the mobile navigation works. Oh, there is no mobile navigation only in this. Takes me to the Okay, looks nice. Let's see what it is doing. So it finished working. Let me test it on the mobile. And now we have the navigation, which is going outside the screen. Uh, and the chatbot is working, by the way. Let me check the chatbot first. Hi, I'm Rajiv's AI assistant. How can I help you explore this design work today? Uh, Tell me about typography projects. So here within the Google AI environment, it will work just fine. But for after deploying it on Vercel, you have to get the API key and then it is going to work. And also you can train your chatbot. So in this case, it is saying Rajiv's typography projects are rooted in Swiss design principle, prioritizing grid systems and structural clarity to ensure maximizing legibility and all. इतना तो पैसा भी नहीं दिया इसको जितना ये अच्छा बात बोल रहा है मेरे लिए but ठीक है you know you can make this chatbot more efficient also. Basically, if somebody wants to know how much it costs to create a website, how much do you usually cost for this kind of project, so rather than calling you, they can just talk to the chatbot. You can train them about these things. Okay, in fact the chat conversations can be sent to you via email as well if somebody has interacted with it. So such kind of functionalities are possible. Okay, so I'll have to test the navigation in full screen mode. So let's go full screen and it's going above the screen. So let me just quickly take a screenshot. Let me take a screenshot of this, close this and go back, paste it here and ask it to fix. Uh, the navigation is going beyond the screen, going above and beyond the screen. We wanted this navigation to come as a fly-in navigation, a fly-in off canvas nav. I'm interested in looking at what it is thinking. Okay, I'm now focusing on this mobile navigation problem based on the description. It seems the current implementation has serious alignment issues and overflows. Okay, I am starting to think about how we can implement a proper clean flying off campus off canvas, not campus navigation solution to fix this. I'm keen on exploring different approaches for this, refining off canvas implementation. Great. So excellent. Let's just switch to the mobile and we have a navigation which comes from the outside the canvas, but then we don't have a way to close this. Uh, Add a close button to the nav. Also make it uh, ठीक है. Let me just add a close button to the nav, and then we can push the code and then call it a day. So guys, let's see how. Okay, brilliant. I have this close option here, precisely what we were looking for. So I'm gonna push the code on GitHub. Done. Wait for a while. By the way, the the free version of the Vercel is good enough for you. You can connect a domain with it also, and there will be some rate limiting, but it's not like that thousands of people are going to look at your portfolio at the same time, right? So scaling wise, you will not face any issues. So you can definitely host a portfolio on Vercel, absolutely no problem, right? But in case you are building some applications like we do, in that case, scaling requires paid platform, and based on the traffic, we also have to sometimes pay extra. So it bills us. But just hosting a simple portfolio like this shouldn't cost you much. Check it on your phone and see if everything works fine or not. That's all from my side for the day, for the week. You still have 3 days to work and then catch up with the things which has been taught in last 4 days. Monday's a holiday, then you have got 4 days, right? Make this productive, explore everything. Don't shy away from trying up, getting your hands dirty with the code, right? Absolutely no problem. And one more amazing technique I'm gonna show you. So since you are working with VS Code, sometimes what happens now, we don't want to come and then give things here. And let's say that something is wrong within this line of code. So you just have to highlight that and click on this option here, and you have option of modify or review. So let's click on modify, and whatever you will write, for example here, you can add some context also, maybe screenshot or something like that, and then you can type in what do you want this code to change into, and then AI will take care of that, and probably the whole sections can be designed in a different way. So that you should also try. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yes, I hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you.